There's a reason you always hear Chris Bourbon say Chris Bourbon. I like how I said that. Chris Bourbon, because he likes to drink. Chris Berman, who likes bourbon and anything else of an alcoholic variety, always loves to say, that's why they play the game. Well, you know what? In 2012, the Indianapolis Colts perfectly embodied that phrase. Because in 2011, they ended up with the worst record in the NFL. Come 2012, they go all the way to the playoffs. What a difference a year makes indeed. Early on in the year, they were right at that mark. I think they were like 2-3. You had Chuck Pagano had to go because of the leukemia treatments that he was getting. So Bruce Arians takes over, and all of a sudden this team ends up making the playoffs. They got hot. They found a reason to get behind each other. They had a young quarterback to be excited about, to rally behind. And lo and behold, they made the playoffs. What a great year for the Indianapolis Colts. Peyton who? Exactly. Looking at this organization on offense, it's going to be about Andrew Luck for the next 10 to 15 years. And they're doing a good job of surrounding him with talent that he needs to succeed. They signed Goster Chirillis in the offseason. Not the greatest right tackle in the world, but enough to get the job done. And there was something they definitely struggled with this past year on a consistent basis was protecting Andrew Luck. You got to protect your young franchise quarterback and protect him from getting rattled by opposing defenses in their pass rushes. When you look at this team, you've got Reggie Wayne still on the outside, the dependable veteran who had a nice year yet again in 2012. Some other players like T.Y. Hilton in the slot. I really like this guy a lot. Darius Hayward-Bay I thought was a very good signing for this Indianapolis Colts team, giving them a real vertical threat down the field to complement Reggie Wayne and what T.Y. Hilton does in the slot. And they've got a duo of tight ends in Fleener and Dwayne Allen that are exciting, that serve as good safety valves for a young quarterback like Andrew Luck. You've got a running game with Bradshaw and Ballard that at least, if nothing else, should be able to get the job done. This is a Colts offense that should, in 2013, be able to move the ball on a consistent basis and score a lot of points. That's just the way it's going to be. Ultimately, Chuck Pagano is a defensive-minded head coach, and his team is going to be focused on defense, especially now that he's got a lot of the offensive pieces in place. And let me tell you, they're running the 3-4 again this year, but they've got a long way to go to be a really good 3-4 defensive unit. I'm still not sold on them drafting Bjorn Werner from Florida State to play in this 3-4. I'm not really sure he fits, similar to like a Nick Perry out of USC in the 2012 draft. Might be better suited as a 4-3 defensive end. You got guys like Vontae Davis at the corner. Their secondary is okay. Their linebacking core is nothing great at all. And same thing with the front three. This is a Colts team that is going to mirror the old Peyton Manning-led Colt teams in a lot of ways, where the offense is going to move the ball a ton, it's going to score a lot of points, and they're just going to rely on the defense to make maybe 1 or 2 stops a game, maybe force 1 or 2 turnovers, and that's all they're going to need to win. Because this defense is far, far from being a dominant unit. Now, a lot of people heading into this season are picking the Indianapolis Colts to be doing big things, but I am not one of them. I think this team is going to regress slightly in year number 2. I don't think Andrew Luck's going to regress that much, but I think overall the team is going to slide a little bit because they were kind of inflated with helium, especially towards the end of the year. They got so hot, they believed in themselves so much that they just rode that wave of momentum to the playoffs. I think this is still a team that's probably going to win 8, probably 9 games in 2013. Still not a terrible year by any stretch of the imagination, but I think this is a little more where reality is going to set in and you find out that the Colts aren't all the way there yet. Because let's remember, heading into 2012, this was supposed to be a 4 to 5 year rebuilding plan, 3 years at the very minimum, and then they went from winning 2 games to winning, 11? So either they were already that good and the rebuilding project was that successful, or it was a 2012 season inflated with some helium and they're going to deflate a little bit this year and come a little bit closer to where they should be. And that's what I think is going to happen. Still an okay team, a very exciting future ahead of them, but I don't think 2013 is a year where you should be expecting the Indianapolis Colts to go very far in the playoffs or make the Super Bowl at all.